All right, we have our scalp cleaned, very clean. The cleaner we get it, the better it's gonna hold. It's like painting a wall. Gotta have a clean wall, put a thin coat of paint on, it's gonna stick forever, okay? So, a couple things after you've shampooed it well, a couple products I wanna talk about. Enzo, okay? What Enzo is, it is an enzyme. It eats bacteria, it disinfects, it gets rid of odor. So, typically, when you're in the salon for a service, probably while we're giving you a haircut, we're gonna miss this on. It just helps to disinfect, keep things clean, keep any odor away. Now, that has to be dry before we put anything down. So you can put it on, leave it a few minutes before you apply the hair system, or you could take a dryer and dry a little bit. Now, if you want your bond to hold longer, we have another product, and it is the Extreme Scalp Sealer. Now that's also antibacterial, very important. We don't want to create any rashes, fungus, anything like that. So the cleaner, the better. What the sealer does, it actually is going to help your bond hold longer. Hopefully you've cleaned this very well with the micro cleanse. All the oil is out of the pores, all the glue is out of the pores, very clean. Now a sealer, almost like antiperspirant, it's going to block those pores because eventually in a day or two, or if you sweat, it's going to start to create an oil that begins the process of breaking down your adhesive. So what this does, it allows that adhesive to bond in there 3-4 days before the oil actually starts to break this down. So that's going to give you a longer time with your bond. So if you want it to last longer, or if you're one of them people that really breaks it down, you might want to pick up one of these when you're in, okay? Now, I'm going to show you some things with bonding. I would spray the sealer on. Again, that has to be dry, very dry. Now, different things that we can use. And I actually got all of them on one, so I'm trying to show you. So, the Extreme, if you've been in, it's the white adhesive. Looks like Elmer's glue. It's not Elmer's glue. It's made by a dermatologist, perfectly safe for the scalp. So don't use other types of adhesives. Use things that are recommended, dermatology approved, okay? So I'm going to apply a little adhesive just to show you how it's done. Actually, here, let me get my, this is our little retail tube. Here's my big tube. So when I apply this, the best thing to have is probably a cosmetic sponge. If you need one, let us know. We can provide that when you pick up your hair. But you're going to apply that just to the thin area. And if you can see, I'm not going to do the whole thing because I'm going to do the tape around, but I want to show you how it's applied. But you apply it, and as you can see, I don't want to use too much, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 4 coats of this. Very important. People skip steps, or they try and put a lot of adhesive on. It's thin coats, 4 of them. I have this applied. I don't know if we can see that in the camera. If it's a little white yet, I'm not going to put another coat on until that's clear. And basically, if you're putting the right amount on, it shouldn't take long to dry clear. Sometimes on a mannequin head, it takes a little longer. We don't have the heat from the scalp. But I'll just show you one more coat. Not a lot of adhesive. Enough to cover everything, but thin coat. Gonna look almost clear by the time I've spread it everywhere on here. Okay? Very important. And you can get it out to the edge. And one thing, if you have a little touch up, if you have a little edge that you want, you didn't quite get, because you're not always going to put it on in the perfect place, and you might be 1/8 of an inch off, you can lift it, dab a little there. Or sometimes, because we comb the front a lot, maybe even 2 weeks later, it's a little loose around the edge, you can lift it up and you can apply a little bit there. Okay? So, can do that. Even if you've been doing that, a lot of our people, just because they're doing everything themselves, again, they've switched to the GeoBond, a little easier for them to do. Maybe they have to change it a day or two earlier. That's not a big deal. So this is how it will come We will clean it, prep it, color it, and apply whatever bonding tape that we're going to use. And the back will be on it, so easy to carry around, hair's not sticking to it. Now when the time comes and you're ready, then you can just simply peel off the backing. This one I kind of overlapped a little bit, but okay. So we just peel that off. And it's very tacky, so just be careful. Try not to get your fingers on it. Try not to have some hair drape over it. Okay, so one thing I should talk about too, before you took this off, I would mark where it was in front. That's the biggest thing. You're gonna bond this great. You just need to place it in the right spot. So, if I had a marker, a little marker, a grease pencil, and you know, I decided, let's just say here, I might just put a little mark here. Little mark on the head, okay? Now the easiest way is to flip this thing inside out like I did. Now here's the great thing about the Geobond tape. If I wet this, I have like 30 seconds that if I didn't like where I have it or if I had a wrinkle, I can move it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to take some water, I'm gonna mist this down. And you're gonna do this on your head, but you have this mark here. And I would start from the front, get to that edge, and now, see, I haven't done anything. I'm gonna check if I like where this is. If I don't, off it comes, okay? So I go to that point, it's wet, so it'll slide around a little. So I slowly roll this back. Don't put too much tension. You just need to make sure you're pulling, and what I'm trying to do is not push down on it. Because if I did have a wrinkle or didn't like something, I can lift it and fix that, okay? So I'm pulling this back gently, gently, gently. Now I haven't pushed anything down. Now I'm gonna go around and make sure that I do not have any wrinkles. I don't have any, but if I did, sometimes you have a little wrinkle here. I'd pull it up, pull it apart, stretch it down. Okay, once I have this, well, I do have a wrinkle right here. So I'm gonna pull that up, pull it out. It's gone. Okay, feel it, I'm good. Now you can press down. Okay, I have the extreme adhesive in the middle, so that'll hold. I have the extreme. It was sliding around at first, now it's starting to adhere, so that's coming down. Now, press down good. If you want, you could take a towel and you could put pressure on it. This gives a nice even pressure all over. You know you've gotten everything. That's a good way to do it. Okay? So, once we do that, it's on. Okay? Now if we're doing a cut-in, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it on, not a bonding tape, just a temporary tape. And we can cut this right on the mannequin according to your specification.